So, Mr. George, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Isaac.
Exactly. Can you give us just I've spoken a little bit about your background, so can you just give us a little snippet about what you do and how you do it, sort of?
Well, that's an interesting question anyway. I'm actually a professional accountant. I've been working as a professional accountant since 1996. I've also been teaching cost accounting and actually various accounting courses since 1996 as well. I've been a teacher since 1992, and that's mainly as I'm getting older. It looks like that's actually becoming my passion, trying to impart my knowledge into other people. So this is one opportunity for me to also tell you a little bit about what I've learned in the last few years, so that you can also use it for your own good.
That's great.
Yeah, right.
That's great. Thank you very much. So my first question is going to be, if I was starting out in a career today, what would you advise to be the key ingredients to ensure a successful career?
Wow.
This is a loaded question, right?
This is a very loaded question. I'll look at it in different ways, actually.
Right.
If you were starting a career, then I want to assume that you have just come out of college. And if you have just come out of college, then most of the time your career path is already chosen, especially if you went into science or law,
right,
or let's say professional accounting.
Okay.
And so I'll pick it up assuming that you did a course that's already basically charted out for you.
Right.
If you did that, whether it's medicine, whether it's law, whether it's business management, whatever it is, there are certain things that cut through whichever profession that you're in. The first thing that I would say you have to do is network.
Okay.
It takes people to build organizations. It takes people to build people. And so if you're coming out from college and you're starting a career, try to know as many people as you can. Not just anybody, but people that are experts in your field, people that are aspiring to be leaders in your field,
right,
and also people who have been in the field for a long time. Not only those who have been successful, but also those who think they failed.
Right.
Because those who think they failed will tell you why they think they failed and what they think they could have done at some point to turn things around. And what that does for you is that it gives you the chance to get away from the pitfalls that they went through.
Right.
At the same time, you have to also know people who succeeded. What did they do? Because knowing what not to do doesn't tell you what to do to succeed.
Right.
You only know that, okay, if you make a right turn and there's a ditch, you're going to fall in it. But you should be able to find strategies to navigate around the hills.
Right.
So that is the first thing I'll pay attention to.
Okay.
The second thing is that if you're out there, if you're going to put yourself out there as a professional, then you should be ready to compete with the people who are coming from the best schools,
Right.
the brightest minds. If you are going to be a professional accountant and you came from Strayer University, you came from Georgia State University, Texas A&M, and there are people coming from Harvard University, there are people coming from London School of Economics, Oxford, and other places.
Yes.
Well, if they are competing for the same position, you should be able to match them boot for boot.
Right.
And what basically happens here is you have to make sure that your knowledge is up to date. You are comfortable with the systems that you're working with. You know how to communicate. You know how to lead.
Right.
Because at some point, it's going to come to who can lead us.
Right.
And it doesn't necessarily have to come from somebody who went to the best schools.
Right.
It's basically going to have to come from somebody who's ready to lead.
Right.
Okay. The other thing that I'll also pay attention to is basically, that's just your fabric as a human being. Can people trust you? Can people rely on you? If somebody can trust you, if you have the integrity to deliver what you say you're going to deliver, then people are going to trust you.
Right.
You don't go out and tell people, hey, This report is going to be ready at 5 o'clock, and they come to you at 7, and the report is not ready, and there's no update as to why it's not ready at 7 o'clock. So you make sure that your integrity is intact. Okay. You also have to be innovative. I remember when I started accounting, everything was on paper. We did everything on paper. Now you have to be an Excel expert to be able to do accounting. You should be ready to do that. You also should be ready to lead. There are times when things are going to fall apart and everybody's going to look up to you for you to step up, and hopefully you step up and do it. And if you do it, then you have a chance of success. Leading includes sacrificing and taking on more work than you normally would do. You should also be ready to teach, because people are going to come to you and say, hey George, or hey Isaac, can you help me with this? And when people come out to ask you questions and you are not able to provide answers, that's the end of it for you. Matter of fact, I'll quote General Colin Powell. Somebody asked him, said, okay, General Powell, when did you realize that you were the leader? He said, when people started coming to me with their questions. When people start coming to you with their questions, it's not because they bother you, but it's because they know that you know something, and that's why they're coming in, and you have to be ready when they come. Okay.
That is a very, very
I hope this is just a few points. I normally would like to talk a lot more than this, but I think Isaac might have 1 or 2 questions for me, so I will hold off right now and let me hear his next question, and then we can pick it up from there.
Right, it's getting very interesting. Yes, I think we have a whole lot of questions that we would have loved to ask, but for time's sake, we're just going to ask one more. And this relates to, for those who are, example, going to enter into college. Would you say that there's a specific line of profession that guarantees success?
No. Otherwise, I'll tell you that every doctor will be rich, every scientist will be rich, and every lawyer will be rich. But go to New York and pick a taxi and ask one of those cab drivers, and they'll tell you that, hey, they have PhDs, they have this, they have that, and they wish they have done this or that and that. Basically, what I would recommend to people who are going to college, and I don't care what your age is, whether you're 18 or you're 50, you can still go to college. And college makes a big difference. If you have the opportunity, make sure you get your degree. Once you're in school, what I would recommend people to do is to play to their strengths. For example, if you are very good at reading, then I'll encourage you to concentrate more on reading. Spend more time doing reading courses, something that you can excel in. If you're very good in mathematics, make sure that you follow courses that are mathematically inclined. Accounting, mathematics, physics, whatever is your strength. And the reason is that if you become an expert in one area, then it becomes very easy for you to market yourself out there after school. Okay, so that will be my first recommendation. Play to your strengths. Make sure that whatever you're good at is what you spend time on. And for example, if you're going to law school, the most of the time you have to do logic, you have to do reading and analysis. It might be necessary for you to do some mathematics, but it's not a core thing that you have to do. Exactly. So you spend more time working with things that you're strong in, and that is definitely going to propel you to where you want to go to. Also, I've said you have to play to your strength, but you also have to choose a course that's marketable. There are people who have gone on into business to succeed who did courses that people didn't think were marketable at the time. I actually used Ted Turner. Ted Turner went to school, and I think he did history, classicals, and philosophy.
He's the guy
but,
at CNN.
Right. Ted Turner is the founder of CNN and actually Turner Broadcasting Systems. Okay. But what Ted will tell you is that he learned philosophy, and the philosophers that he read about actually inspired his decision making. And when he came to business, it was very easy for him to look at certain qualities in people that he brought around him. And that's how he succeeded. But the key is that Actually, Ted's situation is actually what I would call the anomaly generally, because he wanted to be an entrepreneur and he had that philosophical training that he brought into business. But for the most part, you have to do something that's marketable. If you want to make money right away, you can go into nursing and just make sure that you excel at it. Okay? If you want to go into business, you can do accounting, just make sure you excel. The key is do something that you're strong in, do something that's marketable, and make sure you excel. Don't just take no for an answer, and don't take mediocrity for a solution. That the next one that I basically will also say is that you also have to be ready to compete. Again, people are going to come from all walks of life, and people are ready to succeed, and you might be the obstacle in their way. Now the question is, if an opportunity comes, the question is always going to be, why should you be the one that's chosen and not the other person? Right. You know, and you tearing the other person down is not enough. You have to show or explain to whoever is trying to hire why you should be hired. Right. And so your decision and ability to compete in the area of your expertise is also going to be very, very important. Okay? Again, you should be ready to impart your knowledge. Interestingly, the more you impart your knowledge, the more you gain. Because when you're imparting, you come to realize that things that you thought you were very strong in, you're actually not that strong in, and you go back to research, and that makes you a stronger person. Yeah, okay? So you should be ready to work harder than everybody else. You should be ready to work harder than everybody else. In fact, if you talk to most of the people that became CEOs and leaders in business, they tell you that their normal work week is about 60 to 70 hours, while everybody's doing 40 hours. And the reason is that once you put in the hours, if you're actually producing results, people in business leadership see and they push you. Okay, so yes, you're in school, you're getting a career, you're trying to study to get a degree to get into a career. These are attitudes that you cultivate. By the time you come out of school, you are on top. Right. Okay. I hope this is not everything that you have to do, but hopefully these you might find one or two out of what I've said here, which is going to help you to advance your career. And good luck, and hopefully we'll see you again sometime. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
And everyone, help me thank Mr. Bar for this wonderful information that he's giving us. Thank you for staying around. Bye.